Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Coming off a tough game at Marshall this week. Marshall's a really good football team. You know, they were picked preseason number 1 in the East, and this is a team that lost at Boise by a touchdown, who's undefeated. They lost to a 5-1 Cincinnati team. They're a good football team, and I felt like in the fourth quarter we were right there with 4 minutes to go. It's a one-score game, and we just need to, at this point, we got to make one more play in the fourth quarter in all three phases. That's one more play on offense, one more play on defense, one more play in special teams to get this really bad taste out of our mouth right now. We're sitting here as a 1-5 football team that's been in every game we've played, and when you look around our conference, we're the only team that's done that, that's played the type of non-league schedule we've played and have been in every single game in the fourth quarter. Even the best teams in the league, everybody's been blown out by somebody from a Power 5, and we battle, we're right there. We just need that one more play to get over the hump. And I told our team yesterday, I was trying to keep their heads up and keep them working. I said, you know, we're the best 1-5 team in America. You know, I'm the head football coach of the best 1-5 team in America, and that's not what we want to be. We'd rather be 5-1 right now, but you are what your record says you are. And this team is young. This team keeps battling. They keep working. I just met with our leadership council this morning. They want to practice longer. They want to practice harder. They want more competition within each other, and that's how you build your team and build some confidence is what we need at this point. My perspective from the game, I felt like we played hard in all three phases. We battled back, being down 14-0. We got it 17-10 at the half, 24-17 in the third. Messiah DeWeaver came in at quarterback and definitely gave us a spark off the bench with that 44-yard touchdown pass to Aaron Moore, which is a very well executed play. And this team's just got to get to the point where we can finish games, and we're going to work hard at that this week. For our special teams, this was the game of the year. For our special teams, Bailey Kate was exceptional punting, 43-yard average. He put 3 inside the 20. The coverage was really good. Kickoff returns, we saw Blake Watson, who might be the player of the week this year on special teams. He was phenomenal. He had 3 returns for 166 yards. He averaged 55 yards a return. And most importantly, he set up 10 points for our offense, that huge return before the half. We kicked a field goal with no time left, and then another big one in the third quarter. And then Nick Rice was outstanding. His placement on kickoffs, the 39-yard field goal before the half. So certainly something to build on teams. The unit that had been carrying us was our PAT field goal block unit, which has had a couple blocks this year, but now we can add some other teams, and the guys got a real sense of pride in what they're doing there defensively. As Coach Blackwell said, this was the first game we just did not do a good job playing the scheme. And what I mean by that is our gap fits weren't sound. Both sides of the ball, you got an A gap, B gap, C gap, and D gap, and we did not fit our gaps, particularly in the run game like we had been doing, because nobody's had success running the ball against us this year. And this week we allowed 236 yards in the run, and it was primarily our fits on defense. 2 of their 4 touchdowns were well-disguised specialty plays that they executed. And then the thing we were most disappointed at, 24-17, we allowed a 10-play, 77-yard drive that chewed up 6 minutes of the clock from 10 minutes to 4 in the fourth quarter, and 9 of those 10 plays were runs for 70 yards, which has not happened. And we talked yesterday with our defense. That's not going to happen again this year. They were balanced, Marshall. They're the only team in our league that goes over 200 run and pass, and they did that to us. In terms of our pass defense, I thought our corners, safeties were outstanding down the field. We got hurt by letting the quarterback out of the pocket. The majority of their plays that were successful in the pass game were him on the run. This is the first game in a month. We haven't been at 70% or better on third down. They were 8 for 16 on third down, which is why they had 78 plays. You know, you go back to Virginia, who had 53 plays. We were off the field the first 10 third downs of that game, so that was disappointing from our standpoint. A lot of it had to do with letting the quarterback out of the pocket. Offensively, the number one goal right now is to create more explosive plays in the run and the pass. We had 0 turnovers, which I'm pleased with. In 6 games, we only have 7 turnovers at this point. So we're doing a good job protecting the ball. We're not creating enough explosive plays. I was encouraged with 3 of our young wide receivers who had explosive plays in this game. I mentioned Moore with the touchdown pass. Savage, Fitzgerald had explosive plays. So those younger guys are coming. They're starting to gain some confidence. We just need to create more of that, and that's what we'll work on, because right now in the run game, we're seeing so much 8 and 9 box. People are not concerned outside with our ability to press the ball down the field in the pass game, and that's something we need to continue to improve on. It was better in this game. It's got to be much better next week. And then far too many sacks were allowed. That's a combination of protection, routes. We had a couple missed assignment on routes where the quarterback held the ball too long, and then quarterbacks throwing the ball away. We'll keep working at that hard this week. This week's opponent, UAB, is 5-1. Bill Clark's done an outstanding job with that team. They've won 16 of their last 20 games. They're defending league champs. Offensively, they've got good balance. They go for 400 a game. They throw it for 250. Tyler Johnston, the quarterback, is returning from last year, completes 62% of his passes. He has thrown 10 interceptions. He threw 4 of them in the Western Kentucky game, which is the best team they played so far this year. Their running back is by committee, and they're outstanding at wideout. Watkins, Parham, and Mitchell all go for over 17 yards per catch. Big and physical up front. Defensively, their front seven's the best we've seen so far this year. They lead the league in scoring defense, rushing defense, pass defense, and total defense. So they're making it really hard on their opponents to move the ball. This will be a major challenge for us, but one that I'm excited about, for us to go play the defending league champions. This is the type of game that can turn a season around. We'll have a great week of practice. We'll work hard with a big emphasis of finishing up what we need to take care of in the fourth quarter. And I will gladly take questions.
Bobby, how do you handle the quarterbacks this week? Do you grade them again, start them even, or did Messiah do enough to kind of get an edge?
Well, Messiah was really good coming into the game. Unfortunately, the rep Stone was in this game. We did not play well around him. We had a lot of breakdowns, especially on the plays he got sacked. So we'll go into it, Ed, with feeling really good about what Messiah accomplished when he came into the game. We'll grade him in practice. Messiah will get a lot more reps this week with the ones, but I still feel strongly we need to develop both of our quarterbacks. This isn't a situation, Ed, like it was in 2015 where Schuler Bentley was a quarterback and he just wasn't playing well. And then David Washington comes in and lights it up against Charlotte, throws for over 300 yards, where you can look at it and say there's clearly a 1 and a 2 now. So I want to keep developing both of those guys, but I'm really pleased with the balls Messiah threw when he came in, Ed. We ran the right routes, we had the protection, and the number one thing he did was throw catchable balls. And I know that sounds really fundamental, but when you're getting blitzed and it's one-on-one coverage, and the one Aaron Moore caught was great coverage, what we tell the quarterbacks is he's got to be able to get his hands on it, and he did that. All his throws, he allowed them to put their hands on it. So I'm pleased with the way Messiah performed, and we'll keep working hard to get both those guys better.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you all for coming, and have a great week, everybody.